Have you ever hit a wall so hard you thought, that's it, it's over? We all have, seriously. But what separates a temporary setback from a permanent defeat? Well, that's the art of the comeback. And today, we're going to break down the mindset and the framework for turning your biggest downfall into your most powerful return. It all kicks off with one single powerful decision. You know, this quote, it's not just some hopeful wish. It's a declaration. It's that moment you decide your past doesn't get to write your future anymore. It's about consciously choosing to grab the pen back, to look every failure in the eye, and make this one single promise to yourself. So where does every comeback story begin? It starts with a fall. Before you can rise, you have to actually acknowledge that you're down. So this first part is all about that moment of impact, that feeling of hitting the wall. If you have ever felt that urge to just give up, you are so far from alone. It's one of the most common human reactions when we face resistance. That feeling of wanting to let a dream just fade away. It's a shared experience. It's so common. In fact, there's even a specific day when most of us hit that breaking point. Yep, researchers have actually pinpointed it. January 17th. That is the day most people officially abandon their New Year's resolutions. It's that point where the initial excitement wears off and the hard reality of the work really sinks in. This is the wall. But what happens when you hit that wall? Well, some people stop, for sure, but others change their whole perspective. This quote right here is that crucial mindset shift. It's about reframing failure not as the final score, but as a lesson. It's the valuable data you need to go back and build a much better plan. Okay, so once you've learned your lesson, you reach a turning point. And this isn't some slow, gradual shift. It's a decision. It's the moment you draw a line in the sand and you make your comeback declaration. Here's the thing about a real comeback. It doesn't begin when your circumstances get easier. It begins when you get stronger. It's an internal battle, right? It's where your purpose, your why, finally and decisively overpowers the voice of your excuses. Strength is born the exact moment excuses die. This quote just captures the raw energy of that decision, doesn't it? It's defiant. It treats the comeback not just as a recovery, but as a resurrection. It's a flat-out refusal to stay stuck. It's this powerful statement that you were built to challenge your limits, not to surrender to them. So, you've made the declaration. The fire is officially lit. But how do you channel that fire into real, actual action? That's where a practical framework comes in. So let's dive into the 3 R's of a comeback. This is your roadmap. See, it starts with resetting your mind. You have to stop that mental instant replay of your failure. Start focusing on what builds you up. Second, you restart your discipline. And this isn't about some massive overnight change. It's about keeping one small promise to yourself and then another. And finally, you refocus on your purpose, realizing that who you are is not defined by your worst day. And this leads to such a critical distinction. This process, it is not about getting back to the person you were before you fell. That person is gone. The comeback is about forging someone new, someone who has literally walked through fire. Who you are becoming, that's the real force to be reckoned with. Okay, so discipline and focus are the engine, but your purpose, that's the fuel. Without a powerful reason to keep going when things get tough, that engine is just going to stall. This is all about finding a why that is bigger than any obstacle. Just think about that for a second. Life is going to hit you. It is going to knock you down. But when your reason for getting back up is more powerful than the punch that put you on the canvas in the first place, you become unstoppable. Let me show you what that looks like in action. Back in 1990, Buster Douglas faced the undefeated, seemingly invincible Mike Tyson. The odds were 42-1 against him. I mean, no chance. Just 23 days before the fight, his mother, his biggest fan, who told everyone he was going to win, she passed away. Then, in the 8th round, Tyson lands this vicious uppercut. Douglas is down. The count starts. It looks completely over. But then, he gets back up. And in the 10th round, he does the unthinkable. He knocks out Mike Tyson. So what happened on that canvas? Why did he get up when literally no one else ever had? Well, in that moment, Buster Douglas had a decision. He could die with his mother's dream, or he could live for it. He chose to live for her. His why, fulfilling that promise to his mom, it was simply greater than the punch. It was greater than the pain. When your why is that strong, it forges a brand new identity. It creates a mindset that moves beyond just hoping and into relentless action. It's the warrior's mindset. And what is a warrior? Well, according to the great Bruce Lee, it's not about being the most talented or the strongest person in the room. It's about being an average person with an extraordinary, laser-like focus. It's about channeling all of your energy toward a single point with zero distraction. And this is the creed. Stop overthinking everything and just start doing the work. Fight with the kind of freedom of someone who's already faced the worst and has absolutely nothing left to lose. Let your actions, not your words, be what commands attention. And finally, you gotta smash those self-imposed limits, that glass cage you built around your own potential.
So the key takeaway here is this: the comeback is transformative. You don't just go back to the starting line, you arrive at a new one, stronger, wiser, and forged in the fire of your own struggle. You're coming back with evidence of everything you've overcome.
You see, this whole journey, it's not about reclaiming who you were. It's about discovering the person you were always meant to be. That setback, it wasn't the end of your story. It was the beginning of your legend. So the only question left is, who will you become now?